The mole and conversion factors. Remember that an element's AMU is equal to its grams per mole. AMU equals grams per mole. There are 16 grams of oxygen per mole of oxygen. Also, remember that a mole is 6.022, or 6.02, times 10 to the 23rd power of something. 1 mole of anything equals 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd of that thing. If you have mass and you need moles, use this conversion factor. For example, how many moles of oxygen are in 32 grams of oxygen? You have 32 grams and you need moles. So you will multiply 32 grams by the conversion factor for 1 mole over 16 grams, which is the AMU for oxygen. And your answer is 2 moles. If you have moles and you need mass, use this conversion factor, the inverse, molar mass or AMU over 1 mole. For example, how many grams of oxygen are equal to 80 moles? You have 80 moles. You need grams. Multiply by the conversion factor, and your answer works out to 1,280 grams. If you have atoms and you need moles, use this conversion factor, 1 mole over Avogadro's number. How many moles of oxygen are equal to 10 atoms? You have 10 atoms, you need moles. Multiply your 10 atoms by the conversion factor of 1 mole over Avogadro's number. Your answer is 1.66 times 10 to the negative 23rd moles. If you have moles and you need atoms, use this conversion factor, Avogadro's number over 1 mole. For example, how many atoms of oxygen are in 18 moles of oxygen? You have 18 moles, you need atoms. Multiply by the conversion factor. And your answer works out to be 10.8 times 10 to the 23rd atoms. If you have atoms and you need mass, first convert atoms to moles using this conversion factor again, and then convert moles to grams using this conversion factor. So for example, what is the mass of 5.25 times 10 to the 23rd oxygen atoms? You have 5.25 times 10 to the 23rd oxygen atoms, and you need grams. So multiply your atoms by this conversion factor. This works out to be 0.87 moles. You take that answer and multiply it by the other conversion factor. And your answer is 13.92 grams. If you have mass and you need atoms, first convert grams to moles using this conversion factor, and then convert moles to atoms using this conversion factor. So for example, how many oxygen atoms are there in 200 grams of oxygen? Well, you have 200 grams and you need atoms. So multiply 200 grams by the conversion factor of 1 mole over 16 grams, which is the AMU for oxygen. And your answer works out to be 12.5 moles. Take that answer and multiply it by the conversion factor of Avogadro's number over moles. And your answer becomes 75.25 times 10 to the 23rd atoms. Remember that when working with molecules instead of atoms, you must use the combined AMUs of the atoms that make up the molecule to determine the grams per mole of that molecule. Combined AMUs equal the molecular grams per mole. Glycerol will be our example. The AMU for carbon is 12, and there are 3 carbons, yielding 36. The AMU for hydrogen is 1. There are 8 hydrogens, yielding 8. And the AMU for oxygen is 16. There are 3 oxygens, yielding 48. This gives us a total of 92. There are 92 grams of glycerol per mole of glycerol. Thanks for watching.